Hello guys, welcome to my channel. In this video I will tell you where I am and what I'm doing here, and you will be shocked, I promise. So let's start.
But let's start from the beginning. I will tell you about the road from Ukraine, which lasted about 45 hours in my case. First, I took two trains from Kiev to Krakow to Poland. Then I spent half a day walking in Krakow. By the way, about the trains and the city of Krakow itself, there was a video on the channel. And then I take two planes. The first flight is at night and lasts about 4 hours. I fly to Lisbon. The airport in Krakow is small, everything is clear here, and actually, this is my first flight in 5 years. I love flying on an airplane, and especially the moments when the plane takes off and lands. 20 minutes after takeoff, I cried from happiness and strange dissonance in my head because of the fact that in the neighboring countries there are ordinary planes flying, while over Ukraine there are only military helicopters, missiles, and ballistic missiles. But the video is not about that. Already after 4 hours, I landed at Lisbon airport. By the way, I fly only with hand luggage. In principle, I always fly only with hand luggage. It's convenient and I'm not tired to things absolutely. I walked around the airport. It's not hard to figure out if you have enough time. I checked in online, so I had plenty of time, and now a few hours waiting for the last flight. In fact, the road was very easy for me, probably because of the failure of my nervous system. I didn't feel anything special for almost a month. I was not nervous, but I didn't leave positive emotions either. It's not strange if you haven't watched the video about what happened to me and why I left Ukraine for the first time in so many years and fly so far away. The link to the video will be at the bottom of the description. And to those who have already watched and written words of support, I thank you for your support and send you rays of goodwill. And I'm already boarding the last plane, and this is a domestic Portuguese flight. And I'm not going to Madeira as many of you thought in the comments to the previous video, but to the Azores, which are in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean between Canada and Europe. It's an unreal place that I first heard about 3 years ago, and now I decided to fly there because even before the flight I felt that this is a place that can really help me and reset me. I'm flying over the Atlantic Ocean and we are 2.5 hours away. The Azores is an archipelago with 9 islands. Now I'm flying to the most important and largest of them, San Miguel, and in total I will visit 3 islands, including the island where the highest point of Portugal is located, a volcano called Pico. And we've already landed! Yay! I'm flying Azores Airlines, which is a perfect airlines for me. The flight is only 2.5 hours, but you will be fed and fed and fed. In general, there are no direct flights to Azores from Poland, as for example to Madeira, so the easiest way was to fly through mainland Portugal. I will fly here and back by myself, but I will stay and explore the islands together with 4 girls. The car is already rented. I was met by one of the girls, and 3 others will arrive in a couple of hours from other countries. We are all Ukrainians, but we all live in different countries now. 2 girls in the UK, one in the Czech Republic, me in Ukraine, as you know, and one lives in Canada. And now, as I say, she is a person of the world and lives all over the world periodically. And now we are going to the supermarket to shop for our villa and check in apartments and accommodation and cost I will show in a separate video, as the accommodation in the Azores definitely deserves a separate story and differs from island to island. And the Azores themselves on the map are located somewhere here, and my sister, when she looked in the locator on her iPhone, saw exactly that. And now I just want to show you what I flew here for. Overall, Azores didn't exactly meet my expectations. It exceeded them 1,000 times over. It was indeed my place of power. I have never felt anything like it anywhere else. Nature combined with infrastructures, the absence of millions of tourists. Perfect weather for me. Speaking of weather, in terms of climate, Azores is a unique place. In general, the average weather all year around here is from plus 18 to plus 26 degrees. That is, it's never very hot or very cold here, but it can be really changeable. There are about 250,000 people living on the islands, and an interesting fact is that cows live here more than people. They live here in the open air and seem to live their best life. Also, many cats live on the island, but there is a separate tax on cats, as it's believed that cats have caused the extinctions of several species of birds here. Hydrangea and other flowers grow just beside the road. The roads here are also gorgeous, and the traffic on the road was very easy for me. Of course, on the first day I got behind the wheel because I love to drive a car, and as you know, now I don't have a car in Ukraine. About this place, and in truth, you can tell a very long time, as interesting facts and places to visit here is very much. Therefore, on the channel will be several videos including about interesting places and about housing and life of locals and about the infrastructures. I'm sure you will be surprised, so if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, subscribe and stay with me. And if you want to support me and my channel in the development, you can do it by clicking on the links that I will leave in the description. By the way, I have decided that I will go to the Azores a few more times, and next spring I will do small group tours here. The groups will be from 4 to 8 people or individual. I will be the organizer, and the first tours I plan to do in Ukrainian language, but if you are interested in this format of travel with me and in English, and you would like to visit these places and don't think about organizing anything absolutely, write to me on Instagram. I will send you detailed information. As I already said, Azores consist of 9 islands, and between some of them you have to fly directly by airplane for an hour or an hour and a half. And between some of them there is a ferry, and the trip takes only 30 minutes. Also on the Azores there is the only tea plantation in Europe. You can get here by direct flight from Portugal, Canada, Great Britain, Germany and several other countries. This is not a very popular tourist destination, that is why it's so beautiful here, so much nature that is not spoiled by crowds of tourists. Of course, there are a lot of unreal beaches and some of them can be vast as there is a warm current. Also on the island there are no poisonous insects. Also, the prices in Azores are very affordable. The cost of gasoline is the same as in Ukraine. You can rent a car or an apartment here for very affordable prices. As for products, a lot of things are grown in the Azores or imported from mainland Portugal. They are very tasty fruits, vegetables, wood and sweets. Of course, there is very tasty meat and seafood. The prices here are also affordable. For example, you can drink coffee from 2 euros and eat fish soup from 4 to 6 euros. The internal currency here is a euro, but in all places where we go you can pay with a card. Also on the island there are a lot of observation platforms with free toilets, showers and tables with a beautiful view. Azores is definitely suitable for those who like a combination of developed infrastructure. There are good roads, there are shopping centers, large supermarkets, but also a lot of beautiful natural places. Despite the fact that it's warm here, the weather changes every 10 minutes, so you should be ready for it. It can be sunny and in 10 minutes it can be raining and windy. But again, when it's warm, any rain and wind is much easier to feel. By the way, I also love to swim, so I swim wherever possible, like near a volcano in the ocean. Of course, again, because of the weather, it's not always possible to swim. You can also go on a whale or dolphin watching trip. There are also many hiking passes of different levels. In general, I hope that you like the Azores as much as I did. Write in the comments how you like it, check, subscribe to the channel, like and see you in the next videos on the channel in which I will tell you more about this incredible place of my soul. So, see ya guys!